himself and tell a little bit about why he wants that job. Gil?
First, I want to thank Tony for everything she does for us, for keeping us informed, and for inviting me here this evening. First, there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about today. And number one, I want to introduce myself to you. Secondly, I want to tell you why I want to run for selectman. And then I want to close with some thoughts on our party, the Republican Party. Originally, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, and moved to New Hampshire about 10 years ago, far away from my hometown. I moved here, my wife is from upstate New York, and we were looking for quality of life, something I've never really experienced being raised in New Orleans. When I made the move 10 years ago, it totally changed our quality of life, and very, very in a positive way. I've learned that I want to give back to the community. I've lived here in New Boston for 8 years. It's been a great community for me and my family. I currently work at Auto Fair Ford. We're a big automobile dealership in Manchester, and they've given a lot to their community there in Manchester. I've worked with a lot of people, and it's so rewarding to see everything that they've done for that local community there. Now, what I want to do are 3 things for selectmen. These are the 3 things I want to try to accomplish. The first thing I want to try to do is engage our residents. Let me just take a minute here. I want to read something from the New Boston Bulletin, and some of you probably read this. Deliberative sessions disappointing. As usual, both attendance and participation at the town and school deliberative sessions were pitiful. Attended the town sessions were about 53 people with no questions on any of the articles. The school session was even worse with just 25. I talked to the town, and it seems that every year there's only between 800 to 900 people that vote for selectmen out of a town of about 54. So how are we going to engage people? That's the question. The way we're going to engage people, I believe, is through the technology. That's the way to do it. People get so busy, caught up every day with their everyday lives, they just don't have time to come out to the meetings. So I think that through technology, we can reach these people and get people involved for the cause. The second thing I want to try to do is create a roundtable meeting with other selectmen in other towns. And I think the information we get from those meetings can be valuable for us, total value. And the thing is, you know, when we have a lot of brain power and it's common sense, good things have to come out of it. And lastly, how we spending our money. That's the key. And revenue, how are we going to generate revenue? We're a small town, so we only have limited ways to generate funds. So we have to find a way to be creative and to generate that. Secondly, this is a question that was asked to all the candidates. Let me just take a minute and read this to you. Speak to the balance needed to keep the tax rate under control, yet maintain the infrastructure service required by a growing town. My opponent's, her comment was, I strive to keep our property taxes low so that they're not burdensome. I do this by attending finance meeting and listen carefully to what each department has to report. So my question is, what exactly are we reporting? My feeling is we should be creating, thinking ways to generate money. That's the only way we're going to keep our taxes, maintain our taxes, or lower them. And she's still investigating ways to have a larger commercial presence. My opponent's been in office for 12 years. And I think what happens is, a lot of times, people get comfortable in a certain position, they get tunnel vision on certain things, and they're not thinking outside the box. Things that what we need to do to move forward. A fresh perspective, some new ideas. I believe that's what we need right now. The taxes. How do we handle our taxes? The first thing I think is we need to make our town more efficient. That's the key. We need to run efficient and we need to prioritize. We need to generate revenue. How are we going to do that? Advertising and sales. Something as small as just 4 months ago, my wife asked me, I was trying to find a hoodie with New Boston or a ball cap. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing in this town to sell. Why? That's a creative way. Are we going to get rich off of that? No. But is a way to generate money? Absolutely. And that's what I'm trying to strive here, is to find creative ways so that we can generate revenue to help the cause. The last thing I want to talk about is just some thoughts on my final topic here, is on the Republican Party. As we know, the party is not where we want it to be right now. Last month at the meeting, I sat here and I heard everybody, it was like doom and gloom. It was kind of sad, actually. But I'm here to tell you that there is hope, and this will turn around. And we just have to find the right candidate. We have to get people involved, and that's why I'm so excited about engaging our residents in this town, because it starts here at the local level. And if we accomplish that, that's going to help everyone move forward. And we need to focus on the solutions and not the problems. And that's what I saw last month in the meeting here. Everybody was talking about the problems, and we know what the problems are. We know what they are. Let's take that energy and let's find a solution. That's what we need to do. And we need to stick together and pull out of this. Those are my feelings. And in closing, I just want to leave you with one final thought. Now, I've thought about this long and hard on closing this. And something just really touched me that I want to share with you tonight. And it's a quote from a German-American politician, Karl Schurz. Let me read this. Ideals are like stars. You will not succeed in touching them, but like the seafaring man on the ocean, desert of waters. You choose them as your guides, and you follow them, and you will reach your destiny. Those are some strong words. And the Republican Party is all about principles, which I believe in, and all of you as well. So I ask you for a vote on Tuesday, and my goal is to do something totally different, to think out the box, to bring a different perspective, something that this town has never seen, and I want to make decisions for the people. The people of this town, through me, are going to dictate what they want to do. Do we spend money this way? Do we spend money this way? Or want or need? That's what we need. Thank you.